This is a scene very near the beginning of the book. My heroine is a granny, but she's also married to a very, very, very tough, powerful businessman, and he's ill, and he sort of sits at home bullying her, and she has to look after him. And he has a mistress called Blanche, who's a cow, a very beautiful cow. And Blanche suddenly descends to lunch and says, "Oh, we won't be here till 1:30." And then, like sort of running dirty tricks, she arrives very early. And so poor Etta, she brings her husband, who is fat and complacent. And Etta has to get lunch and scurry around. And Etta was so excited because she wanted to watch Cheltenham races on the television. And suddenly these people have come to lunch. And so there we go from here. Basil, who had a puce face and a fat tummy, got tucked into a large whisky in the Financial Times, while Blanche talked to Samson, Etta's husband. Etta raced back and forth to the kitchen throughout lunch, crying, "You'll need mint sauce, red currant jelly. Sorry, I forgot the water jug." No one noticed when she went missing. With the sound turned down, she lingered in the kitchen to watch the races. They had moved on to celery and a very ripe brie, and Samson was beginning to look grey from the exertion when Etta noticed the clock edging towards 3:15. "You need another bottle of red and a glass of port," she cried. Back in the kitchen to open the bottle of wine, she couldn't resist turning up the sound, mindlessly finishing off the pavlova as the coloured carousel of jockeys and horses circled at the start. Instantly she recognised Rupert Campbell-Black's dark blue and emerald green colours, today worn by Rupert's long-time stable jockey, Bluey Charteris, whom Rupert, spurning younger jockeys, had coaxed out of retirement to ride a special horse. This was Lusty, a magnificent plunging liver chestnut, showing a lot of white eye. Homebred and the son of Rupert's greatest stallion, Love Rat, Lusty had been disappointing on the flat. Once gelded, however, he had won over hurdles, but was still at 5 the most inexperienced horse in the race. Oh! Etta gave a sigh of longing and took a slug of red out of the newly opened bottle, for there was Rupert Campbell-Black himself. Gimlet blue eyes narrowed, smooth Dubai tan, displaying none of those wine-dark rivulets caused by years of icy winds pulverising the veins. His thick brush-back gold hair was hidden by a trilby tipped over a Greek nose. A cover coat emphasised the broad shoulders and long, lean body. Goodness, he was heaven. Having rudely refused to discuss his horse's prospects with any of the press, he had taken the unusual step of going down to the start to calm Lusty. Now, with his arm round the horse's neck, he was repeatedly smoothing his satin shoulders. The cameras then switched to Rupert's lovely wife, Taggy, who in a big midnight blue hat with a feather was biting her nails in the stands. The horses were coming in, bunching up towards the tape, and they were off, lifted by the most exhilarating noise in the world, the Cheltenham roar. Etta couldn't resist turning up the sound to hear Channel 4 commentary over the rattle of hurdles and the thunder of the hooves on the dry ground. 3 from home. Lusty was still tucked up in the back, watching the leaders battling it out. Then Bluey unleashed him, hurtling up the field, overtaking everything. Coming up the straight, Bluey glanced back between his legs. The rest were nowhere. "Come on, Lusty!" screamed Etta, as with the relief of a fox who'd shaken off the pack, Lusty sauntered past the post, and Cheltenham exploded, hats and race cards hurled in the air. As 2 beaming red-coated huntsmen led them back past wildly cheering crowds, Bluey rose up in his stirrups to punch the air with both fists and nearly got bucked off by a still fresh Lusty. Now the cameras were on exultant Rupert, who legged up from the start, pumping Bluey's hand, hugging Lusty, and Lusty's ecstatically sobbing stable lass, and the crowd erupted once more. Rupert had mostly deserted jump racing for flat, but the punters loved him, and once again he delivered. Taking another celebrating slug of wine, Etta jumped higher than Lusty as an accusing voice cried out, "We thought you were fetching us another bottle. Samson's getting very stressed. He must be due his second lot of pills, and poor Basil's still waiting for his glass of port." "So sorry," gasped Etta. "And now you've spilled wine all over your jersey. You really ought to smarten yourself up," chided Blanche, grabbing the bottle and racing back to Samson. Scurrying after her, dripping port like drops of blood on the flagstones, Etta heard Blanche say she was drinking from the bottle and drooling over Rupert Campbell-Black, triumphless as ever, winning some race at Cheltenham. "Would you like some coffee, and we can eat your lovely chocolates?" asked Etta nervously. "Not if it means you disappearing for another hour to salivate over Rupert Campbell-Black," snapped Samson. he wouldn't boil her out before Blanche and Basil, but that will come later.